Hello and welcome to Africa and Beyond the Television Network, and we continue to take a look on what's happening in the nation of Zimbabwe without fear, without a favor. Godfrey Tsenengamu, a former Zanu PF youth political commissar, is begging to be readmitted back into the political organization or into the gravy train. Varikuti parikunodonha Zanu PF idone navo vachikwana ipapo vachimira ipapapo, and it's very, very interesting right here. Munya Rex Midzi says that my friend and former ZANU-PF youth leader has officially made his application for readmission to ZANU-PF official. I've also received notice of 3 high-profile G40 applications for readmission in the next few days. So this is what is happening, and this is the news. People are trying by all means possible to flock back into ZANU-PF. And recently, just a few days ago, this is what Tsenengamu had to say.
No, asina nzara ndiani. Asina ndiani. Even vari mu opposition kuchemera kupinda mpawa inzara. Vari kusapota opposition vane nzara. And vari kungofila kuti keke riri kudyiwa nevashoma dai radyiwa nemunhu wese. Politics inauye dumbu everywhere. Ndokusaka muri kuona ma-councillors e-opposition vaakudyawo, ma-MPs e-opposition vaakudyawo, ende vanyararaka because vaapa table. Isusu vamwe takataura tichidya isu tikadzingwa. Imimi kutouya kubasa inyaya yenzara. Vanhu vari kurima inyaya yenzara, asina nzara ndiani. So hakuna chekuti vanhu vangataura kuti you are going back to ZANU-PF because une nzara. Even vari kuopposa ZANU, vari kuopposa ZANU-PF because vari kufila kuti yavapa nzara. So they are voting for the opposition because vane nzara. Saka hapana asina nzara. It's no issue. Indine nzara, iwe une asina nzara ndiani. So yes, ndine nzara, but nzara yei. Handina nzara yekuluta because I had power.
So Godfrey Tsenengamu is actually putting everybody in the same bracket to say munhu wese ari kuda kudya, munhu wese ane nzara, everybody who is doing politics ane nzara. And personally, I find that insulting because I don't believe that everybody is seeking to eat. I don't believe that everyone is there to eat. I still believe that there are people who are genuine when it comes to the issues of politics. I still believe that there are people who are hardworking, who rely more to eat from their sweat, from what they have worked for. So they'll be working whatever which they'll be doing, and at the same time they'll be fighting oppression because they believe that they have to fight for the oppressed. So that mindset of Godfrey Tsenengamu of thinking that everybody who is in politics is there simply because people want to eat, I believe that it's wrong, because there are people who have rejected gifts. There are people who are suffering right now, not because they had no opportunities to eat or to steal, but because they believe in change. So you cannot make it a case study that he's the only one who can be principled, or he can be the only person who spoke when he was eating. To me, I don't agree with him on that. But the bottom line is Godfrey Tsenengamu is seeking to be readmitted into ZANU-PF, as well as other 3 former G40 leaders. They also want to be readmitted into the political gravy train. So ZANU-PF is collapsing, and people are trying by all means possible. They are flocking back to ZANU-PF. They want to sink together with the ZANU-PF. And to me, it's very, very interesting because it's something we've been waiting for. It's something we've been expecting. We expected to see people like Godfrey reapplying to be readmitted back into ZANU-PF a very long time ago. So one thing we need to agree is ZANU-PF will never reform itself. ZANU-PF will do everything they can to retain power, to remain in power, and to continue to be in power. So it takes you, it takes me, it takes us to unite, fight, and make sure that we bring about that change, which is much necessary in the nation of Zimbabwe. So many people who have been fighting Nelson Chamisa, they are fighting Chamisa because they view Chamisa as a problem. They view Chamisa as an obstacle to their ambitions to eat. Because if things change today, prospects are high that you might find out that people like Tsenengamu might be ministers in Zimbabwe or even deputy ministers. You might see them becoming deputy ministers. You might see them becoming ministers if things change and their favorites are in power or are in charge. So all those issues, those are the reasons why Nelson Chamisa is being fought left, right, and center. And also there are people who are eating within the opposition. I have to agree with Tsenengamu to a certain extent that there are people who are eating from the opposition who feel that if things are to change, they won't eat anymore. If things change, their chances of eating are nigh because they don't add value politically, economically, or otherwise. They don't add value. So if things are to get better, those with better ideas will surpass them and they will lose opportunities. So that is one of the critical issues also, issues which we cannot ignore at this point in time. So, you know, politically, it makes sense for Tsenengamu also to say that indeed people want to eat. That is the reason why you see they had to sell out the struggle to Zanu PF simply because they wanted to drive nice cars and big cars. They refused to leave parliament because of that. So for those who were principled, we only have Advocate Fadzai Mahere. She resigned. We have Rasi Makam. He resigned. To me, those are the time. And the rest, to me, they are not as serious as they claim to be. So they will do anything and everything for themselves to remain relevant. So these are very interesting issues, very interesting stories being reported right here in the nation of Zimbabwe. Godfrey Tsenengamu is reapplying to be readmitted back into Zanu PF. That is the gravy train. You want to be back to the eating trap. And we expected that a very long time ago. So a few days ago or a few weeks ago, Walter Mzembe announced that he was coming back to Zimbabwe, and he did. He came back to Zimbabwe. He got arrested. However, when he landed into Zimbabwe, he got arrested a few days after. And, you know, but the whole idea, we believe that it has nothing to do with the people, but it has everything to do with personal interests. People will be calculating to see and say, what have I lost in these years I have been fighting for ABCD? That is what makes people change their minds and change their hearts when it comes to the issues of politics. So this is it, Team Zimbabwe. Let us meet in other episodes and other broadcasts. In conclusion, Godfrey Tsenengamu, former ZANU-PF youth leader, is begging to be readmitted back into ZANU-PF.